Today I want to talk about a stock that I have not spoke about directly on the channel before. This is probably the highest valued company that I have covered on the channel to date, but I feel that it is at a price that offers quite a lot of upside at very low risk. This stock is in the red hot EV sector. It is of course Nio. I usually like to focus on new and emerging stocks, but this retail favourite has dropped to such a great price now that I see this as great value. If you've been watching the channel over the past few months, you'll have seen the huge gains that we've been making recently. So what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button now and stop missing out on these huge money making stocks. Turn on notifications and find out about these as soon as I make a video instead of finding the video after the stocks have made gains. It costs you nothing, but it could make you a lot of money. This is not financial advice. I encourage everyone to do your own due diligence. Now let's dive into it. Nio is a pioneer in China's premium electric vehicle market. They design, manufacture and sell smart and connected premium electric vehicles, driving innovations in next generation technologies in connectivity, autonomous driving and artificial intelligence. They provide users with comprehensive, convenient and innovative charging solutions and other user-centric service offering. Nio's name translates to blue sky coming. Originated from the company's vision of a future filled with blue skies, which reflects Nio's vision and commitment to a more environmentally friendly future, in which improved smart electric car technologies coupled with better car ownership experience will drive appreciation and adoption of smart electric cars, leading to a more sustainable future for the planet. The first model Nio developed was the EP9 supercar in 2016. Combined with an attractive design and strong driving performance, the EP9 delivers extraordinary acceleration and best-in-class electric powertrain technology, helping position Nio as a premium brand. The first mass-produced EV, the ES8, was unveiled to the public at a Nio Day event in December 2017 and began making deliveries in June 2018. Nio officially launched the ES6, a 5-seater high-performance premium electric SUV, in December 18 and began its first deliveries in June 2019. Nio launched the ET7, a flagship premium smart electric sedan, in January 2021. So the company has a total of 5 cars with planned production of more models from early next year. But Nio is so much more than just a standard EV company. They are a pioneer in automotive smart connectivity and enhanced level 2 autonomous driving. They have developed Nomi, which is one of the most advanced in-car AI assistants developed by a Chinese company. It is a voice-activated AI digital companion that personalizes the user's driving experience. Nio sells vehicles through their own sales network, including Nio Houses and their mobile app. Nio Houses are not only showrooms for the vehicles, but also clubhouses for Nio users with multiple social functions. Their mobile application fosters a dynamic and interactive online platform that they believe the online and offline integrated community will retain user engagement and cultivate loyalty to the brand, along with other successful branding activities such as the annual Nio Day and the championship-winning Formula E Nio team. Nio envision a future where improved smart electric car technologies coupled with a better car ownership experience will drive increased appreciation and adoption of smart electric cars, leading to a more sustainable future for the planet. But there is more to Nio than just cars. Nio House is a new showroom concept that revolutionizes the traditional automotive sector by focusing on the customer experience. More than just a space dedicated to the presentation of the brand's models, Nio House offers its customers the opportunity to gather around the car maker's unique sales and culture, but also gives them the opportunity to shape their own experience on site. There are over 30 Nio Houses across China. These are several different areas invite to dwell to find inspiration to work hard, relax, meet and celebrate. Envisioned for and around Nio users and community to empower a joyful lifestyle for all. Nio Life is Nio lifestyle brand, which is where Nio are working with hundreds of designers around the world to create an entire Nio ecosystem to bring everything from Nio branded clothes to its own social app and lots of other products. This is where Nio is tapping into brand loyalty to sell entire lifestyles. Nio Service, where the original Nio vehicle owner is entitled to lifetime free warranty, roadside rescue and car connectivity services. They offer a door-to-door service and the owner can choose to have the car picked up at the Nio Centre or delivered. And Nio Power. In July, Nio held its first Nio Power Day and unveiled plans for Nio Power 2025, the battery swap station deployment plan. Nio Power is a mobile internet-based power solution with extensive networks for battery charging and battery swap facilities. Enhanced by Power Cloud, it offers a power service system with chargeable, swappable and upgradable batteries to provide users with power service catering to all scenarios. Offering the ultimate home charging systems such as the 7W and 20W Nio Power Home charging systems, as well as the Nio Power Swap, battery swap station, the Nio Power charger, and the Nio Power mobile system, where with one click on the Nio app, Power Mobile will come to charge up your car on the spot. As Nio continues to grow, so does the power of its brand and services, and as of today, there are over 600 power swap units and nearly 500 power charger stations. What I find amazing about the level of ownership benefits Nio offers to its first car owner, such as lifetime free battery swaps or lifetime free power service. This really does encourage brand loyalty and really rewards the owner who buys the cars brand new direct from the company. This week, Nio and Shell announced that they have signed an agreement. Nio announced a strategic partnership with Shell that includes a plan to install 100 battery swapping stations in China by 2025 and construct and operate pilot stations in Europe from 2022. As a result, Shell's charging network in Europe will become available to Nio users. Then I came across this article on electric.com, which I found to be a very good read. Nio has officially made a deal with Shell Group. The companies recently announced a strategic operation agreement that includes the rolling out of a co-branded battery swap station and EV fast chargers throughout China and Europe beginning next year. With recent expansion to Europe, Nio continues to grow its fleet of EV models as well as its global market share. As we know, one of the facets that sets Nio's EV strategy apart is its dedication to battery swap technologies, with nearly 650 stations in place throughout China and new implementations beginning in Norway. For example, Nio is one of the few global automakers still pushing battery swap technology. Shell Group is a leading oil and gas conglomerate with a colourful 115-year history. Despite its history, Shell Group has made recent efforts towards reparations by investing in clean energy, particularly in EV infrastructure. In 2020, Shell doubled its EV charging presence in Germany to 200 stations and even purchased Ubitricity, the UK's largest charging network. I'm sure this might have something to do with a court in the Netherlands ordering Shell to cut its carbon emissions by 45% by 2030 from their 2019 levels. As part of the deal, Nio and Shell will increase R&D efforts and battery swapping technologies to further push the technology and business model forward, and the companies will develop a network of co-branded battery swap stations. Additionally, in Europe, Shell and Nio shared plans to integrate the MSP strategy to provide European customers access to its roaming EV charging networks. Shell Group shared the strategic partnership with Nio also includes further collaborations in fleet solutions, loyalty and home charging. So what I like most about this article is the author's opinion on this. I think I read 5 or 6 short news articles about this, but they all had the same level of bland PR publishing without any assessment of the actual news. So I found Electric's take on this to be quite refreshing. It could be the court orders or the blatant evidence of climate change, but Shell appears to have somewhat changed its tune and to put a decent chunk of money towards EV charging the past 4 years or so. It makes more sense for Nio to align with Shell for larger charger access to Europe, especially given that the EV automaker has merely dipped its toe in a market ahead of a planned penetration into more of the EU. That being said, Shell working on co-branded battery swap stations is interesting, as its previous focus appears to be on fast chargers. It can help provide Nio drivers access to both in China and now Europe, so I suppose it's a win-win for both parties. This has to be a lucrative strategy on paper for Nio because there are plenty of other EV networks and charging technology companies out there that are not funded by big oil. So why Shell? Why Nio? Why now? So like I say so often, timing is key. At the moment, Nio is one of the most advanced EV companies out there along with Tesla. These are the two EV companies that actually have got a sizable production capacity and sales so far. Over the past 2 years, as Tesla and Nio's share price and production numbers have really taken off, it had looked as if these two companies would be the two main competitors in the EV space, at least until legacy car manufacturers really started moving towards EV. At this point, it was assumed that Nio and Tesla would have such first mover advantage that they would be miles ahead of the competition. But as of yet, Nio is mainly in China with very limited expansion, and Tesla is largely in the US. In the past few months, we have seen Lucid, Rivian, and recently Polestar really emerge as major players. Yes, they are a long way behind Tesla and Nio, but they are not as far back as we once would have thought. For example, Polestar is already operational and selling across the US, Europe, and Asia. Nio recently celebrated 150,000 owners. For example, Polestar is estimated to have sold 29,000 vehicles this year and estimate 290,000 annually within the next 3 years. So these companies are not as far behind Nio as we first thought. So as I said, timing is key. First mover advantage is one of the strongest advantages a company can have. But it means nothing if they don't seize the opportunity. I see this as a huge chance for Nio to try to spread across Europe as quickly as possible and gain as much of the market share as possible before their rivals even get going. So what did the analysts think of Nio? 9 Wall Street analysts have set 12-month price targets for Nio stock in the last 3 months. The average price target is $60 with a high forecast of $87 and a low forecast of $45. This represents 51% upside from the current price. Looking at market beat, we can see that Nio is currently in the top half of its 50-day range and in the lower quarter of its 52-week range. This indicates that although Nio has dropped significantly, it is now on the up, and the market cap for Nio is now about $62 billion, which is quite low. Remember that Rivian and Lucid have only just begun to deliver cars over the past few weeks, and those companies are both valued around $100 billion. During the previous 2 years, 594 institutional investors and hedge funds held shares of Nio. The most heavily invested institutions were Baillie Gifford at $3.2 billion, Vanguard at $2.4 billion, BlackRock, State Street, and many more, with institutional ownership currently around 29%. Although there has been more selling than buying over the past 12 months, but that is not surprising given the fact that this stock has gone from as low as $1 up to over $60 at one point. And we can see that the 3 most recent ratings have been set this month by Mizuho, Citigroup and Deutsche Bank, who have all rated this stock as a buy and giving price targets of $65, $87 and $70 respectively. Looking at TradingView, we see here that Nio is actually down more than 25% year to date. But this is not surprising, given the huge rise that this had over a slightly longer time frame. In the past 18 months, this stock is still up over 1500%. Taking a closer look, we can see that over the past month, Nio has moved sideways in this channel between $39 and $43, only breaking from this trend twice, when it hit as high as $44 and when it dropped as low as $37, but both of these movements were corrected quickly. I feel that Nio is highly undervalued at this price, but even without any major catalyst of note, then this still offers plenty of trading potential. As I see it, there is plenty of scope here to make gains as much as 7% upside with less than 2% downside risk. With a catalyst, this could be much higher, but these gains are what is achievable if Nio continues to move sideways. So guys, that brings us to the end of the video. If you've watched all the way through, then please hit that like button, it really helps the channel out a lot. It takes a lot of time to make these videos, so I'd really appreciate if you could take 2 seconds to hit that like button. If you're new, subscribe and hit the bell notification, follow me on Twitter, and I'll catch you in the next one.